Hello and welcome to the Spanish Football Podcast YouTube channel. I'm Phil Kitromilides with Sid Lowe.
And some waterfowl.
Yeah, we're by a lake. There are some ducks if you can hear squawking.
It's not me.
It's not Sid. We're here for the weekend preview to look ahead to Matchday 5 in La Liga. The Friday night game sees Osasuna host Real Betis. Osasuna still unbeaten on their return to the Primera División. One of only 4 sides still yet to taste defeat.
And deservedly so as well. It's not that they've been desperately hanging on. Probably actually the game they've been closest to losing was Leganés.
Villarreal against Valladolid is the first game on Saturday.
Villarreal, who I thought were pretty good against Leganés last week, and although afterwards Santi was telling us that it wasn't easy, that they were very tough side. Yeah, that's Santi obviously.
Santi Cazorla.
Yeah, was telling that it wasn't easy, that Leganés made it hard for them. But the sensation or the feeling, sorry, that's very Spanish. The sensation afterwards was of a Leganés side that got totally outplayed by Villarreal, who was starting to find their feet, and in particular, Moreno.
Levante against Eibar is the next game. Levante, who of course came very close to getting something from their last game at the Bernabeu,
and also probably came very close to being absolutely destroyed at the Bernabeu, because at half time they were not in the game at all, but responded really well. They're a funny team, Levante, aren't they? Quite fun to watch.
Yeah, quite exciting.
But defensively not very good.
Against an Eibar side who only have 1 point. Atletico Madrid against Celta is the next game on Saturday. Atleti at home, of course.
So here's the question: did Atletico Madrid lose their first game of the season last weekend because Real Sociedad were really good, because Atletico Madrid were really bad, partly because the Juventus game was coming up and there was a sense that however much Cholo talks about game by game, that there's kind of a bit of their mind on that, and also what's happened to Atletico Madrid, right? They conceded 2 against Real Sociedad, 2 against Eibar, 2 against Juventus. That's not the way it's supposed to be, although they're quite good fun going forward now.
And Celta actually have got quite a good record against Atletico, so let's see if they manage to score another 2 goals. Then we think Leo Messi is going to be back for Barcelona for his first La Liga minutes of the season as they travel to Granada.
So who plays up front?
Griezmann, Suarez and Messi.
No Ansu.
No.
There you go.
There you go. Let's see how they get on against a Granada side who have got the same amount of points as Barcelona. Then on Sunday you've got Getafe against Mallorca. You'll be going to that?
I will be.
Of course you will. Espanyol against Real Sociedad. Espanyol, of course, in action in the Europa League in midweek. Real Sociedad off the back of that big win against Atletico. Valencia against Leganés. Huge game for Leganés. They're the only side without a point in the Primera División, rock bottom of the table, up against a Valencia side who won midweek in the Champions League against Chelsea.
And Anil Murti, the president, said when the ball goes in, everything will change and everything will be fine. I'm not at all convinced that everything is fine by any means, but they did beat Chelsea.
We've got a Basque derby at San Mamés as Athletic host Alavés.
That will be tough, won't it?
Yes.
There will be lots of hostias.
Yes. And the big game of the weekend is at the Estadio Ramón Sánchez Pizjuán, Sevilla against Real Madrid. This is one of the big fixtures of Spanish football, and there's so many fascinating little side stories as well, not least Julian Lopetegui, former Real Madrid manager, currently in charge of Sevilla, who are currently top of the table, with Real Madrid heading to Andalusia in not, shall we say, the best possible form. So this one should be good.
Should be really tasty. I mean, it is, in terms of the atmosphere, it's probably the best or the second best game of the season at the Sánchez Pizjuán every year, of course, with the Seville derby. I wonder how much Sevilla will be affected by the trip to Azerbaijan in midweek.
So that's Matchday 5 in La Liga. Enjoy it. We'll be back on Monday, as we always are, for the Spanish Football Podcast. You can listen to it on SoundCloud, Acast, Spotify, iTunes, wherever you get your podcasts. And for bonus content, patreon.com/TSFP.